engines. This is the Women's Motorsports Network. From dirt track nights to the bright race lights, from the garage to victory lane. Women are rising, chasing the dream with horsepower running through their veins. Women's Motorsports Network. Hear those engines roar. Stories of courage, speed, and heart, like you've never heard before. Fuel her future, fuel her dreams. Every lap we celebrate. Women's Motorsports Network. Let's hit the track. Let's hit the track. Women's Motorsports Network. Connecting and celebrating women in motorsports. One story at a time.
You know what racers need? Equipment that keeps up. Freedom Race Lifts has created the first ever line of battery-operated vehicle lifts for race cars. Their patented system auto-locks at any height. They are portable, easy to use, and trusted by champions. Designed with racers in mind, they deliver professional-grade equipment to your own garage. Built tough, built smart, and built for you. Visit freedomracelifts.com to see the growing list of options. And use code Melinda to receive a special discount. Drivers, start your engines and bring the thrill of the track into your life with Pit Crew Creations. We design unique, custom motorsports-inspired decor and accessories for fans who live life in the fast lane. From personalized mugs to stylish shirts, bags, and journals, every piece is crafted to match your love for racing. Whether it's for your home, your style, or the perfect gift, we've got you covered. Don't just cheer for the race, live it. Visit Pit Crew Creations today and shift into gear with designs as unique as your passion. You can find us on Facebook at Pit Crew Creations or on Etsy at pitcrewcreationsshop.etsy.com. Pit Crew Creations, fueled by passion, crafted for you. Hello, everyone. This is Melinda Russell with the Women's Motorsports Network podcast. And my guest today is Tiffany Towns. Tiffany, I want to welcome you to the show. And would you share, first of all, a little bit about yourself?
I am married, getting ready to celebrate 19 years with my husband. We have 3 little miniature dachshunds, some goats, a couple cats. We like to go on Harley rides. We go to the coast and ride 4-wheelers, like to go camping. I like hiking. I have 2 nieces and a nephew that we spend a lot of time with. I work in orthopedics, so I work with the total joints. That's kind of a little bit about me.
That's your life in a nutshell. And Tiffany, you don't look old enough to have been married for 19 years. No way.
Yeah, I will be 41 in November.
You don't look it at all. So you must be doing something right to keep your youthful look for sure.
Thank you.
Awesome. And yeah, that's cool. So you're involved in motorsports. Your husband has a race car.
Yeah.
But how did you get interested in it? Did he get you interested? Did somebody in your family race? How did that all get started?
So, I mean, I grew up in a small town. So I grew up in Cottage Grove, and they have a speedway. And I actually had never gone to it, but maybe like one time after the races to meet up with a friend. And so I had never really gone. My dad raced motocross, and so did my uncle. And so I just never was around this. And my husband grew up at the racetrack, and we were together when he got his first modified, which is his first race car, back in, I believe, 2006. And so that's kind of how my whole racing started. And it was a lot different for me, just the whole atmosphere. It was, because I didn't grow up around it. So we sat up in a skybox while he was out in the pits racing, and just the time, I didn't realize how much time it took to race and all the weekends that you're at the racetrack.
Mhm.
And I'll be honest, at first I was like, wow, this is a lot. This is like, we've got
Yeah.
time to do nothing else but race. And so I think my husband kind of figured that out. He started, I mean, he dabbled a little bit. I mean, he had a lot of different people ask him to do rides, like race their car. So he's raced in the late model class, and I always in the back of my mind was like, I think I could do this too. But he was always, he picked things up fast. And so it kind of like I was just the wife that was there every Saturday. And we went to Madras, which is even smaller than Cottage Grove. And one of his friends asked me to drive their little mini truck, I think is what that class is called. Like, I don't know, what is that class called? The mini trucks. And I drove it and I had a blast. And then the main event comes out. And of course, like I raced Curtis's car in a powder puff twice and I won. And so that kind of got me hooked too. And I remember in the main event, the truck felt a little weird all of a sudden and it started raining and I didn't know that, I didn't get that the car or the truck would change that much and I rolled it.
Oh my.
And then from then I was like, I've got to do this. And a couple years later, a friend, Casey Scott, asked Curtis initially if he wanted to race his Hornet. It was called the Hornet then. It's a sport compact now. And I was like, Curtis was like, well, my wife will do it. And so I went out there and I thought I was so fast and I looked like I was going to the grocery store. I was going that slow. And these two guys were up front battling and they were hitting each other. And I went to go high just to get out of their way because I didn't know what they were going to do. And I got hit just perfect and I rolled again.
Tiffany, you got to stop that rolling business.
Yeah. And so I was like, I don't know. I don't want to do this anymore. And my husband's like, just get in it one more time. And then I raced a few more times that year and I loved it. My husband was like, well, do you want to do it? And he was like encouraging me to do it because he thought it would be fun to have us both out there. And he knew I was super competitive. I don't want to lose. I want to get better. And it's definitely harder than it looks. So I got my own car. And so I actually stole his number. So I'm 24, just like him. I'm just a hot pink and black car. And I've had a blast. I've rolled that thing probably 3 more times. And, people used to get on me because I was the only girl in that class at that time. There's like 1 or 2 more girls, I think, that race around here. And the guys would just make fun of me. They would put a chair down upside down for my parking spot. And at first it would bug me. And my husband's like, it's because they like you. They're joking around. And
right.
I mean, at the end of the day, how many times has anybody rolled more than I have? Probably
right.
No one.
But
I've always gotten back in that car and I've always, my car caught on fire once last year. And the next weekend I went out and I won my first race. And my husband won the same exact night. And then it was either fan appreciation or driver appreciation. I think it was driver appreciation last year. And I went out and I won. And then my husband won again. And so it's just been such a fun experience going from, rolling and then all of a sudden being a contender that, people are like, okay, well, we got to watch out for her because she's fast, she's doing better. And right. I try, but it is sometimes a little bit hard being married to someone that has excelled in racing in about every single class and have won in every single class, kind of trying to build your own
identity.
own. Yeah. And so, I mean, at first they were disappointed that I wasn't as good as Curtis. And I'm like, it's my first race, you know?
Right.
And then I have more fans that sometimes come up to me and will bypass him. And I know he's such a good sport about it, but all the little kids just love, like the little girls and just all the little kids just love coming out, and they just we always have stickers or something for them out in our pit, or we were driver of the day on July 4th, and they combined both him and I, and so they had a coloring contest, and it's just been super fun to try and, you know, figure out what I like doing and how, and I mean, we have totally different driving styles. So he is someone that can go sideways and go on 3 tires, and I want it completely flat and I don't want it loose, and I want just to be able to just go around and not get sideways. And even though I feel like I'm a lot faster than I actually am, but I tend to do way better with a car that's not loose and not, you know, I need a full tank of gas. I need everything tight.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the woman in us, really, a little bit. We want things organized and, you know, kind of put together. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Tiffany, that's such a cool story. And that, you know, how you won, he won, you won, he won. That's really cool. And, you know, have you ever been to one of those like truck or whatever exhibitions where they drive up on the ramp and they try to roll over? You would be really good at that.
Yeah, probably. Well, the funny thing is we went to a practice and he got into one of the guys in my class's sport compact, and we were kind of racing each other. And of course, he just was faster. And I mean, like, I've been racing this class for a couple years, and he just gets in it and he's still faster than me. So I was trying to keep up with him. And I went around a corner and rolled it. And then here he comes, almost nails me because he's just going around sideways. And I'm just like, how is he doing that?
Yeah.
It's fun having the different driving styles. And like, again, this year he was leading the race by about half a lap, and there was some lap cars and they took him out. But then I had to go out right after him. And that's what I struggle with, is if something happens to him and then I have to go out after him, that's where I was like, I'm out. Well, then I win that night. So I won that night, which was about a month. I think it was May, last race in May. And so I was just super proud that I got into that car scene after what happened to him. Because I put my helmet on with tears just because of what happened to him, because he had that race. And it was like, oh my gosh, we were going to win on the same night again. And it just wasn't in the cards.
A little bit of noise because we're going to go over to staging.
We got to go to staging now, so it might be get a little bit loud.
That's okay. That's all right. We live life while we do podcasting, so this is good. You guys are. They're going to be in a parade. For those of you that don't know, they're going to be a parade, and they live in Oregon, and so I was hoping they were going to be in the parade when we were recording, because I wanted to be in the parade, but not yet. So, Tiffany, what's your favorite thing? I know, first of all, you love racing, with your husband at the track. I get that. What else do you love about racing?
Yep. What do I love about racing? I think it's, I first thought it was, everyone was like super tight, but I think I love how one of my dogs are in here.
That's okay.
I just love I first thought I would hate it, but I almost enjoy the up and down of racing, because I've learned how to try and go with the flow. I mean, I'm still learning. My husband's way better at it than I am, but to go out and, I finished second, and then my car was on fire, and then I go out and win. So he's always told me racing is about up and downs. And I'm almost thinking, besides the fact that my husband and I are, a husband and wife team, I feel like that is probably one of my favorite things is just the unknown of it, and being able to be one of the only husband and wife teams around here and being successful in it.
Well, I think you're probably one of the few husband and wife teams, period. And the fact that you're successful makes you even more rare, I think, too. Yeah. So he drives a late model.
He drives a modified right now.
Oh, a modified. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what class are you in?
I am in the sport compact class.
Okay. And you're racing on dirt or asphalt?
Dirt.
Dirt. That's what I thought. Okay. All right. Does he get up? Like, does he doesn't get upset when you like you win and he gets taken out that night. He's still very supportive.
Yeah. I think I was more on the outside. It looked like I was way more upset than he was, but he wants me to do well, and he's my biggest fan. So he was, you wouldn't have known that he had a bad night when I was, when I had won. He gave me a hug. He was so excited. He had a big smile on his face. You would have never known that something bad happened to him.
And sometimes, Tiffany, we're more happy for the other person than we are for ourselves, right? He's happier. He's just as happy, if not more, when you win than he is when he wins. That's sometimes how it works. Yeah, for sure. So about how long ago did you start racing?
I was trying to figure that out. I've only actually finished probably one full season. And so I think the very first time I had gotten in, which was that mini truck, I think was in 2018. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But then more consistently, I would say probably the last 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
I've been way more consistent with it. And I have my own car now. And it's a really good car. It's super safe. I like it.
You didn't start as a little kid.
No, I started in my 30s.
I lost you for a second. You didn't start as a little kid, which a lot of people do. And yet look how successful you are.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a lot harder starting, I think, in your 30s. I mean, my husband started in his late 20s, early 20s, probably mid 20s, I guess I should say. And it's definitely harder, especially with me, because it's like, that when you're a kid, you have no fear. I see a lot of those little kids, and they don't have to go to work the next day, or and it's fun watching them. And but it's a lot different starting later in life than it does when you're a little kid. I think I probably would be a lot better if I would have started as a little kid.
Sounds like you're doing pretty good, though. You don't have a lot to complain about, really, because you're doing well and you're having fun. If you're not having fun, you might as well not be doing it, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So, what do you think this is? So, racing together. I know you sat in the stands and watched. Now you're racing together. Has that changed anything between the relationship between you and your husband? Do you think it brings you closer, or you're more competitive now? Has it changed anything?
I think we probably communicate a lot better because we have to. I have to tell him, because I don't know. He does everything, honestly. I don't work on my car. I don't do anything on it. And so if something's wrong with it, he's not going to know because he's not in it. So I have to try and explain to him, and he's super patient with me. I would say I am the least patient out of both of us. And so I tend to get frustrated more, and he balances us out a lot better. So I think we communicate a lot better. I think we get along at the track a lot better than before, because I would get worked up if something happened to him. And now I'm having to focus on myself. And so I don't have that free time to, be upset, or, because I have to focus on myself. And, and I also have to sometimes tell him what I'm seeing. If his car's doing something, he'll sometimes ask me, and I have to try and figure out how to explain it so he understands. But he knows when I say, well, it kind of feels like looks like it's doing this, then he knows what I'm thinking. So I would say definitely communicate more. But I love being able to race with him as far as out there, but I am so glad that we don't race in the same class.
Oh no, I don't. I know like siblings that do that and different people, and it seems to work, but I don't know if it would work if you're married.
I could tell you right now that he is gonna 99% of the time, unless something happens, he's gonna beat me. And because I'm so competitive, I would get so frustrated and so mad that he would probably be rooting me on if I beat him, but I would be the one that was mad. So it would not work for me if I was getting beat every single time by him. So
Right.
I'm actually I'm way too competitive to race in the same class with him.
Yeah, I think it would take very special personalities for that to work for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So how do you think, I mean, I'm sure you have friends or coworkers that are not involved in racing. You know, I really feel like racing teaches us all a lot of things that if you weren't in it, it does, you know, you wouldn't know. So is there anything you can pinpoint that you could say, because he and I are involved in racing, this, you know, like I have more confidence, or you said you communicate better, or I've learned how to deal with adversity, or I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I just hear so often that especially younger girls say, you know, I really was shy, but now I'm not, or you know.
I've always been pretty outgoing. I think I've probably been a little bit more humble to doing this. But I think I've learned, I mean, I'm still, you know, you're still working on things your whole entire life, but I'm trying to have a little bit thicker skin, I think, because it is pretty dominant for being you're in a male dominant sport. And so sometimes when they say things or you know, compare or whatever, it bothers me a lot more. And so I'm just learning to try and, you almost have to have tougher skin, because your guys and women, men and women, are so vastly different. How they communicate. And so I'm just trying to learn how to manage that and still being who I need to be as a person, and not letting it eat me up the entire, you know, the rest of my week.
Right.
So that's probably something that I've tried to learn and trying to do better at.
You kind of have to just let it go, don't you?
Right. And I have a hard time. You can ask my husband. I have a very hard time of letting things go. And in this sport, you have to. And sometimes I think, you know, people will joke, and to me, it's really not that funny. And it's kind of having to be like, okay, well, you know, would they say that if it was Curtis right here? Would they be making fun of him? And so that's where I struggle. I think people are a little bit harder on me because
you're a girl.
Yeah.
Let's face it. I mean, I hear it not as much as I used to, but I still do. And some things that guys think are funny, we don't think is funny. Let's just face it. That's life. That's life for sure.
And I'm like, would you guys say this to Curtis or any sort of male that you were racing against? Because I'm pretty sure no, you would not. Right. So that's where I struggle a little bit. But I also, people also really respect my husband. So they've, you know.
You're a little more accepted because of that.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much everything in racing has become from my husband, basically. I mean, he's everything. So
I get it.
Cars outside.
Yeah, I mean, I could give you a little tour of some race cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right.
Sure.
And then
so what did you say? What kind of parade are you going to be in? Oh.
So every year at Cottage Grove, small town in Oregon, they have what's called Bohemia Mining Days, and it's like the Miners' Day parade. And so, because there's like mines here, the Bohemia mines, and so they used to have like a little carnival, and that's kind of gone away since COVID, but they still have something in the park. And then they always do this parade with like cars and like fire trucks and just a lot of stuff. So I wasn't sure we were going to be able to do it because, well, my car's super beat up. My husband is not. It's easier to replace things on a modified versus a sport compact. And so it looks good from afar. And so he was able to come home. He's been working out of town a lot. And so he was able to come home. And so now we get to do it in his car. I was going to bring my car, but he was kind of like, are you sure about that? It's kind of beat up. I was like, the kids love it. That's all that matters.
Right. That's all that matters. Yeah. No, I'd love to see the car. And what's your dog's name?
She's our little female, and her name's Charlie, and she's having a panic attack here because she wants out.
Yeah. I have a little dog, a Shih Tzu. He weighs 11 pounds. And his name is Crew, like Pit Crew.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to see if I can get some cars in here.
Okay. So we're going to get a tour. If you're just listening to this, you're just going to have to put up with it. But go to YouTube and you'll be able to watch the video. So there is his modified. That's cool. Love it.
Yeah, his is a very nice car.
Yeah, it is.
And then we have what's called the fan club, the little junior fan club. So we've got them in there.
Okay.
And they are like they're chaplains, and they do a lot of things for kids.
Okay.
I mean, speaking of like a male dominant everything, we've got a female track promoter.
Oh, okay. What's her name?
Heather. Her name's Heather.
I think I've interviewed her.
Heather Boyce. And then we've got this.
Yes.
And look at that. There's another 24.
Oh, yeah. And that's got pink on it.
Yeah. This is Nathan Augustine's car, I believe.
So
There's
Heather
Randy.
Boyce, Tiffany, you'll have to tell her that you were on the show because I'm pretty sure I interviewed her a long time ago.
You might have. She's right here.
Everybody moved and staged on 99.
Nice.
So here's our other female.
You're on Tiff's podcast.
Here's another female.
Oh, hi.
This is
Hi.
Heather.
I've actually
Nice
done
to-
your podcast.
She said
I
years ago.
just
Oh,
told her
wow.
that. I just told her that. So that's very cool. Love that you're going to be in the parade. So fun.
You've already been in it, Randy. There's Randy. He's one of my competitors. He's trying to hide, but here's some of the parade all right there.
That's nice. I love small town parades. I mean, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. Yeah. So Tiffany, I'm not going to take up a lot more of your time. Just wanted to tell you thanks so much for being on. Is there anything that you want to share about yourself or your racing or anything at all?
I mean, the biggest thing is like I am just truly grateful for my husband who tries to hide, but there he is.
Hi.
Because he's done all of this for me, and
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm glad that I've done it, because without his help and encouragement, I probably would have never gotten in a car. And obviously he does all this research, and I drive a Cavalier in my class, and that's probably one of the better cars that are very competitive. And so
Easier to work on for me.
and he said it's easier
You know
to work
what?
on for him.
That's funny because when I turned 16, I lived in the country in Illinois. My dad was a farmer. So instead of my mom having to drive me in cheerleading practice and all the stuff, when I was 16, I got a car, and I got a blue Chevy Cavalier. And I drove that car forever, and it just wouldn't die. I kept thinking, I want a new car, and it would not die.
Yeah,
they
I
are
don't know
good
how
cars.
my car. I mean, I guess like
Lexi.
the biggest heartbreak I've ever had in
Hey, Lexi.
racing was I was leading a race. I had a 4-second lead on second place, and they had the white flag out, and I took the white flag as my motor blew, and I coasted all the way around, and they finally caught up to me on the back of,
You guys can jump in.
like, right at going into 3 and 4, and it died. So like, speaking of up and downs and trying to come back from that, so I think racing, the biggest thing I if anybody could do is to just not give up and women can do this and girls can do it. And I highly encourage those little girls that have dreams of doing it is to actually do it, because they're not going to regret it. And we need more in racing, and just, even if it's just for fun and they don't want to, travel and do all this stuff, it's good for your confidence. It's good for skills in life too.
It is. It teaches us so many things. And, even like when you're on the racetrack, you can be competitive. And then when you get off, you can be friends. And I think that's something that's a life lesson, as far as we don't have to agree on everything and we can still be friends. Correct. And that's one of the things that I think racing also teaches, that, other sports and other activities don't necessarily teach that as much. And I'm so proud to be part of this sport and to be able to talk to women like you who, are showing other women that you can do it no matter what your age, no matter anything about how fast your car is. If you're having fun, that's all that matters.
Yeah. And I totally agree with all of that. And I just hope that we get some more. I mean, I love watching just like upcoming kids doing it, because it's like, wow, like, I don't know if I could have done that at their age. And also it's such a mind thing too. When you're out there, you're not only having to worry about other people out on the track, but like, I've always been told I'm my biggest enemy, because I get in my head when I'm out there sometimes. And I think that's a thing that you have to learn too, is trying to get all that, because I struggle. I have, like eating disorder and things like that. And so like the confidence I'm lacking a lot in confidence. And so getting all that stuff out of your head to be able to go out there is huge too. So I think it helps with a lot of stuff. And if you can master that, you're going to go so far in life and racing.
Yeah. And if racing can teach you some of those things that you can carry over into your other life, your struggles, your whatever, it's like, why wouldn't you do it? Because it's just so fun. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, Tiffany, I hope you guys have a great parade. And I'm so excited that I saw Heather. That's so funny. When you said Cottage Grove earlier, I was thinking, I think that sounds familiar. So that's pretty fun that those paths cross. So thanks for being on today. I know you got a busy day, but I appreciate your time. And how would we follow you on social media?
I mean, I have a TikTok. I think it's like Tiffany. Do you remember my TikTok name? Like Tiffany 24. My sister's looking it up. I also have just Facebook, which is my name, or my Instagram.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I post the majority of like my stuff. A lot of my TikTok is more like racing. I feel like more. My sister's trying to find my thing, but I mean, I love follow. I will friend, or I'm always super, people can message me and I usually get back to them. And so I try and support, and I'm there for people just in general. So
that's awesome. So so Tiffany, when you're on your social media, if you tag Women's Motorsports Network, it's easier for me to follow you. And then I can kind of keep up with you. So if you would do that, because I love keeping track of the ladies I've interviewed. And if anything comes about that you want to share, or something exciting happens, be sure to let me know. I love sharing what my ladies are doing. And so I want you to have a great day. And I just really appreciate you taking time to be on the show. Tell your husband thanks too for driving. I can't see it.
Tiffany is like Tiffany Heart 24.
Okay. All right. I'll find you. And
I'll tag you. And I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Bye. Race weekends move fast, but showing appreciation doesn't have to be hard. With send out cards, you can send a digital thank you with a photo and a message in seconds, right from your phone. Thank your crew, your fans, even your competitors, because good sportsmanship looks good on and off the track. Unlimited card sends for just $10 a month. So start sharing the love at sendoutcards.com/53240. That's sendoutcards.com/53240.
Start your engines. This is the Women's Motor Fun Network. From dirt track nights to the bright race lights, from the garage to victory lane. Women are rising, chasing the dream, with horsepower running through their veins. Women's Motorsports Network, hear those engines roar. Stories of courage, speed, and heart like you've never heard before. Fuel her future, fuel her dreams. Every lap we celebrate. Women's Motorsports Network.